Entertainment Schmig.
And it's brought to you by Plaza Motors. Okay, before we get to the big juicy stories, there was a juicy rumor floating around yesterday that Eric Stonestreet, who plays Cam on Modern Family, was dating the OG housewife, Bethenny Frankel. Posted an article about it up on Facebook, and one person was not nice. They were like, he would crush her tiny little bones.
Well, who wasn't thinking that?
I wasn't.
I wasn't. I was just thinking.
I was thinking that's the oddest couple
unlikely couple
ever.
And is it true?
And they're denying it.
Okay.
On Twitter, she said, wow, so many boyfriends, so little time. How did I manage to be at a Dodgers game and in the Hamptons at the same time? Because the rumor was that they took in a Dodgers-Phillies game. And then Eric said to Bethenny, big fan, can I get a follow on Twitter? So they're shooting it down.
Did I hear this morning, or was it last night, or am I just making this up? John Hamm, it could be any three of those. John Hamm dating Sandra Bullock. Anybody hear that?
No, he's got a girlfriend.
They're together in Minions. I mean,
he just busted up with his girlfriend, didn't he?
No, those are still rumors. That's not confirmed.
But he is married in the movie Minions to Sandra Bullock's character, the Overkills.
Can you imagine a John Hamm Sandra Bullock baby? That was my mind blowing
up. I hope she froze some eggs because I think she's like 48. Am I right?
That's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to our very own native son, Scott Foley, who turns 43 today.
Nick went to grade school with him.
Did he?
Yeah, for like a year. Nick went to lots of schools. I think this one was Whitfield.
Okay.
I liked watching him in that Special Forces thing. I can't even remember the name of it now.
Oh, yeah, with President Palmer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's spend more time trying to think of the name.
I said I can't think of it. Let's move on.
All right.
Okay, Louis from One Direction is going to be a daddy. He and an LA stylist, Brianna Jungwirth. I love this from People magazine. Louis is happy, very excited about becoming a dad. He thinks Brianna will be an amazing mother. It was a surprise at first, but he and Brianna are very, very close friends, and this has brought them even closer. No, I think they were even closer, and it shouldn't be a surprise that this is happening. I love how they try and take
Hollywood. Seriously.
Take the sex out of it.
We're having a baby, and we're close friends. Really? Is that what it is? We're sort of acquaintances.
Okay. That's how it works. Whoopi Goldberg. Wow. We talked about her comments on The View about Bill Cosby recently. About, I thought in this country it was innocent before proven guilty. Well, I think enough people complained that she finally changed her mind on The View yesterday.
What we've learned is there's no recourse for these women except what they're doing. If this is to be tried in the court of public opinion, I gotta say, all of the information that's out there kind of points to guilt.
All right, she didn't change her mind. No, she was echoing the complaints that she had gotten.
She said
we. She didn't say I. She said, Whoopi Goldberg.
I think to go in on that show, it's a bad thing for her.
Really?
For her movie. Remember how likable she was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost, how great she was in that movie.
Sister Act.
One of my favorite, Jumpin' Jack Flash. If you haven't seen it, rent it today.
Well, I've got nothing else to do.
It's a good one.
By the way, Joseph C. Phillips, no relation to Guy.
That was my dad's name.
With the C and everything?
L.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't your
It was
dad.
it was a bent L. Okay, it could have been C. He was a drinker. I don't know.
Yeah,
Looked like an L to me.
Well, anyway, he was on The Cosby Show. He played Denise Lisa Bonet's husband, Lieutenant Martin Kendall.
Okay, that was my dad.
Just penned an essay. Of course, Bill Cosby is guilty. He said when he joined the cast, it was like common knowledge that Bill played around. And he said at the same time, he said, I was 28, single, and forgive me if I wasn't really focused on Bill during the parade of women that came in. And that's what they talked about,
where
the parade.
He mentored different women.
Yeah, he actually ran into a woman recently because he was still reserving judgment. Ran into a woman who had Bill Cosby as a mentor back in the day. And he said, do you mind if I ask you something? And she said, is it going to make me cry? And he said, I hope not. She said, go ahead. He said, back in the day, I remember that you knew Bill, that he was like your mentor. She was already crying. They sat on a park bench for 2 hours, and she told him her story. And she said...
Is this one of the women that has come forward or has not?
He doesn't say in the essay.
Oh, okay.
What
do you mean essay? Did he write it for
He wrote like a
He wrote it
blog.
on it. He has a blog.
Oh, okay. Like, this is for class.
It's med school.
What did he get on the grade? I mean, what was he got a B minus, Watch your margins.
But sadly, at the end, she said, do you believe me? And he said, of course I believe you. I don't think you're crazy, and I don't think you would spend 2 hours telling me a story that was completely fabricated and, part of your imagination. Of course I believe you.
That's not the Joe Phillips I know.
He wouldn't have believed her.
No, I couldn't lie my way out of a paper bag with my father, who starred in the Cosby Show.
On TV tonight, we have the ESPY Awards. That's at 7 o'clock on ABC. Caitlyn Jenner, of course, the big story as she accepts the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage. And we'll have more Entertainment
We're
Schmig.
putting up with Kim for those years.
Chris.
Chris. And Kim.
And Joseph C. Phillips. That's Entertainment
Never
Schmig.
starred on that show.
More at 8:40 and online at y98.com.
Summer heat.